Hello, my name is Matt, and by my count, this is Stock Speedrun number 90 for Series 2. I bring that up because recently I've been thinking about stopping at 100 and perhaps starting a Series 3. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and jump in. If you have never seen one of my Stock Speedrun videos before, I strongly encourage you to check this video's description for an explanation and a disclaimer as to its content. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting one. So, the company formerly known as Facebook, now Meta, name change hasn't really seemed to be going well for them recently. Shift in business focus from, the general social media platforms to this kind of virtual reality world thing has not really worked out for them either, and of course the economy in general has not been in a terribly good place for them. And actually, I just saw a notification on my phone a little while ago about that they are, I believe, planning more layoffs. Actually, let's see. Metaverse efforts are full of self-sabotage. Ooh, interesting. I want to read about that. So these earnings or revenues are completely ridiculous. Massive year-over-year increases. Kind of interesting, though. I am very interested to see how 2022 is going to be shaping up for them, because it's been a very rocky year so far. So far, it looks like the 3 quarters of 2022 for them have been lower than at least the fourth quarter, 2021, and it looks like they're on track to, in fact, have less revenue than last year and potentially less earnings also. So let's see, they had 117 of revenue last year. They have had a quarter of 27, a quarter of 28, and a quarter of 27. So if that trend continues, they're probably going to break 100 billion this year, but only by a little. Definitely not by the 117 last year, it seems like. And earnings may be in an even worse situation, because I'm looking here, I see not only are they down, but they seem to be a less percentage than they were the years prior. So we have 7.46, 6.69, and 4.39. Put together, that's, do I gotta bring up the calculator? I think I do. This is a job for the calculator. Go ahead and bring that up. So, 7.46 plus 6.69 plus 4.39, 18.54, much less on track. I'm trying to think about how to phrase that. Much less on track, if that phrase makes sense. Much less on track to be comparable to the prior year earnings than this year's on track revenue is when compared to the prior year's revenue. I certainly hope that sentence made sense. It's a very complicated thought I was trying to get across. Anyway. So definitely, potentially a much weaker year this year than past years. Now, could that be because of the economy in general, or could that be because of a massive shift that the company is seeing towards the impact of the new direction they're going, the market trends as to how people feel about social media and their usage and who's using what nowadays? I honestly think it's both. I think that, for large tech companies like this that were arguably overvalued for a good part of their lifetime. In fact, speaking of value, just take a look real here. Yeah, massive drops from the highs of last year. Justified, in my opinion, absolutely justified. It has not been this low since 2016. Yes, 2016. So, what, 6 years ago? That's kind of crazy. So definitely huge correction for these companies. And also, I don't think their shift to the metaverse has really taken off how they had hoped. It's not, going to be the virtual reality wonderland that people want it to be. In fact, there are a lot. If anybody is inclined to, there are a lot of very humorous videos out there of people explaining what's wrong with the metaverse. There was one I watched a little while ago that went on like a 20-minute rant about how the people didn't have legs, and I thought it was hilarious. Would definitely recommend finding those, looking those up. Let's see. Self-sabotage. I want to see what this is talking about. I can't. I'm not allowed to read it, am I? I gotta be part of your website. Meta and post criticized Meta's inefficiency and organizational bureaucracy, adding he was pretty frustrated by how things worked at Meta and Facebook. I kind of wonder, so I don't think I'm allowed to read this. I gotta be part of their site, which I'm not gonna do, but I kind of wonder what he means by organizational bureaucracy, because any company that especially gets to the size of a Facebook is gonna have something like that. And I think it's hard to quantify any amount and be able to pseudo-factually say that it is too much. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that where the line is drawn is difficult to point out. And I kind of wonder what is too much by his account and whether or not we should pay it any mind. I'm not going to pay it any mind. Let's see. Hit hard by 2022. Maybe overcoming obstacles. I want to read about that. Actually, does this pay a dividend? Does Facebook pay a dividend? No, it does not. Cheap bastards. I'm actually surprised by that. I would have expected them to. Where are you hoarding all that money, Mark? Huh? Give us our bread. Okay. There's a positive review and an upgrade by a prominent Wall Street analyst. Is it going to tell me the reasoning for his upgrade? That's kind of what I'm interested in, because if it's just a bullshit reason, I don't want any part of it. Doug Anmuth said, challenges that Meta has faced this past year include iPhone privacy changes, which cost Meta billions in lost revenue. Good, fuck them. He is I should say right now, I'm actually not a fan of Facebook all that much. I've never really used it. Because honestly, it's none of Zuckerberg's business, the people that I know and the stuff that I do. Alright? So fuck him and fuck his company. Anyway. But should you buy it? I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm totally not biased. No, let's go ahead and continue reading here. Alright. Included competition from TikTok, high expensive growth. Yes. Heading into 2023, we believe some of the top and bottom line pressure will ease, and most importantly, Meta is showing encouraging signs of increasing cost discipline and believe with more to come. That's a very generic statement, and I would like to see some deeper reasoning behind it. Perhaps that's down here. We believe Meta is building muscle for more sustainable financial discipline that can help. God, this is just buzzwords. Well, okay, so can you give an example of the financial discipline that you're seeing? We believe it could represent a near-term peak in capex. We project a 9% decline. We're confronting it, but blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm not really seeing any deep reasoning here. If he has any deeper reasoning himself, he's not like he either doesn't care to share it, or it's all bullshit buzzwords. I usually don't take analysts like this much that they say to heart, because these are the same companies that buy and sell this stuff. So when they say that something is a buy or a sell, I always have the idea that there's an ulterior motive to make those calls, so I typically don't like paying much mind to what they have to say. But it's usually a good idea to pay attention to them and see if there's any actual hard-line evidence behind what they're saying that they want to share. And if so, maybe they're making a legit call. But if not, maybe they're just trying to bolster something that maybe JP Morgan has been holding on to a gajillion Facebook shares or Meta shares or whatever the fuck it's called for the past year, and it's like, oh man, you guys, we have to bring this price up somehow to sell these. It might be for a loss, but we want to get at least a little bit more money back out of this terrible, terrible deal. Oh, I know. We can get Doug to put out a press statement. Maybe it'll raise the price a little bit so we can sell to some suckers. Where's Doug? Get Doug on the phone. Anyway. I mean, that's apparently exactly what happened. Because it climbed something in response to that message. So, am I being paranoid? Is it a completely understandable thing that I just said? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't care. Let's see. Metastock rises following JP Morgan update. Silicon Ranch has Power Solar lifted by rare upgrade from JP Morgan. Again, still talking about it. Back to Noble betting on it. I kind of wonder what Zax has to say. Although Zax usually has very circular reasoning as to why it says things are buys or sells. It usually just refers to some rating it gave it a while ago and say, hey, we said this before, so we think it's a buy. And it's like, well, that's not how this works. Has been one of the most searched software on Zax.com. Probably why I hit it today. Past month shares of social media have returned, blah, blah, blah. Earnings estimate revisions. Expected post earnings of $2.13 per share. Getting a year-over-year change of minus 42%. Has changed 0.1%. Oh, gee, yeah, thanks, Zax. Oh, boy. Blah, 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 numbers. Alright, you know what? For a company like this, numbers don't matter. It's all hype. So you know what I want to do? I mean, it's true. So you know what I want to do? I want to see what the Peanut Gallery has to say about Facebook or Meta or whatever. If it'll load sometime today, that would be nice. Alright, I guess I'll go back and read this in the meantime with these boring numbers and shit. Let's see. Case of consensus estimate of $31.23 billion for the current quarter to a year-over-year change of billion, and estimates for the current and new fiscal. That doesn't track. These numbers don't track. I don't think so, because you can say you have an estimate of $31.23 billion for the current quarter, which I assume is the fourth quarter they're talking about. That will not bring it to anywhere near 115. I don't think so. Or was my quick math incorrect? I don't think it was. I don't think my quick math was incorrect, but let me go ahead and double check that quick math. So we had revenue of 27.91. 27.91 plus 28.82, 28.82, alright, whatever, close enough. 27.71 plus 27.71. This isn't how numbers work, Zax. This is not how numbers work. I can add 31.23 to this number. It's not going to be 150. Actually, wait, maybe it is. Hold on. Plus 31.23. Oh, actually, yeah, look, it is. Well, just barely. Although I still feel like 31.23 is a tall order. I kind of wonder where you got that from when you're talking about why do you think it's going to be so much better than quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3? That is something that I would like to know. But, I mean, apparently, this number does lead to this low bound as far as yearly estimates are concerned. Although, I personally am not buying it. I think... I tend to put more weight in historical precedent than, trying to predict the future. So that's why I could see the next quarter being more in line with 1, 2, and 3 of this year as opposed to suddenly jumping up to 31.23. But that's me. I could be wrong. They could be wrong. Everyone could be wrong. No one knows the future. Anyway, let's go see what these people have to say. nice folks in the Yahoo Finance comment section. Offer some sense of certainty in times of cash flows and company financials. They have significant competitive advantages, and we think those advantages are stable or growing. Yeah, I suppose. Well, nah, maybe. If they were to focus more on where they have those advantages, things like their original Facebook platform, and perhaps to a larger extent, Instagram, which I believe they still own, and I believe is more popular amongst the youth nowadays. I could see that happening, but so long as they're leaning hard into this meta stuff, I don't think that's an accurate statement. Reloading and stealing someone else's idea and buying all the potential competitors is a lot easier than actually crafting real strategies, such as metaverses, and then dealing with the consequences. That is an extremely pointed statement, and I could not agree more with it. He should have stuck to his strategy of just buying competitors, leeching off, for lack of a better term, leeching off other people's ideas, buying them out, instead of trying to invent things himself. Because apparently when he does, it is garbage and everybody hates it. The only exception being his very first thing, Facebook. And that's arguably because people don't actually know how Facebook works. I still remember watching the senators. Oh my god. You know, I was talking about the videos before, making fun of the metaverse. Holy shit. If you haven't already, and you want to both laugh and lose faith in the direction of your country, assuming that you are an American, I would recommend the videos, if you haven't seen them yet, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, but if you haven't seen them yet, I would recommend watching the videos of the Capitol Hill senators asking Mark Zuckerberg about Facebook and how Facebook works and how they make money. It's like watching a grandchild teach his grandparents how to use a computer. It is so, I don't know if funny is the right word, because it is funny, but it will also probably make you lose faith in the people that you have elected to lead. That is also something I would recommend and go looking up and seeing if you haven't yet. I forgot what I was even talking about and how I got on that topic. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I don't remember how I got on. Anyway, you know what? It doesn't matter. What do I think of Meta? I'm kind of neutral on it. I was kind of neutral on it going into this. And reading the stuff that I just read and looking at the things that I just looked at, I think I'm still pretty neutral. Because it is a well-established company with good products. I mean, good is in quotes. Good in the sense that they make money, perhaps not good for, you know, society in general. But, you know, money-making products, sure. That has potentially temporarily lost its direction. And the reason why I am neutral, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and hit that hold right now and say, holy shit, okay, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, goddamn. So the reason why I'm neutral is because it very easily can happen, and for the company's sake, I hope it happens, that Mr. Zuckerberg wakes up tomorrow, realizes how terrible of an idea this whole meta stuff was, announces that he's going to scrap the whole thing, change the company's name back to Facebook, and go back to what they have been good at for the last 15 or so years. And the reason why... So, if I knew for a fact that was going to happen, I would say, hell yeah, buy this company. But I don't know for a fact that it's going to happen. Mark can easily wake up tomorrow morning and say, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if I have to... I am fed up with the haters. I don't care if I have to drive this company into the ground. We are making the metaverse happen because despite what everyone's telling me and what everyone believes, this is the future. He could wake up tomorrow and think that and announce that. Announce to the world that metaverse is going to happen or this company is burning to the ground. And in that case, if I knew for a fact that was going to happen, I would say, hell yeah, sell this company. What the hell are you holding this for? In fact, that is apparently... So, I am on the fence and say... I mean, obviously, the wake up tomorrow part is an exaggeration, but the more reasonable timelines and approaches of both of those outcomes, I think, are equally possible. I think it is equally possible for Mark to one day come to his senses and admit that the metaverse was a bad idea. And I think it's just as likely to more than willing to burn down the ship or sink the ship or whatever kind of analogy you want to use to get this thing off the ground come hell or high water. I think both of those things are equally likely in the absence of, you know, being able to see what's inside Mark's head. Not that I would want to see what's inside his lizard brain. So that's why I chose this hold here. The internet apparently does not agree with me, considering the fact they gave it one of the deepest negative scores that I have ever seen as a sentiment rating for a company. Minus 97. As a reminder, this goes from minus 100, which is as far negative as it can go, to positive 100, which is as far positive as it can go. Minus 97 is pretty bad. So while I think that it is equally possible that those two things can happen, internet apparently believes that Mark is more than willing to go down with the ship. Mark is more than willing to go down with this ship to make the metaverse a thing. I kind of wonder where they... I mean, I don't follow Facebook as closely as maybe a lot of these people do, mostly because I don't care what it does all that much, because I have no intention of owning it, because I don't like them personally, and they could announce something tomorrow that I, for certain, was going to make their stock go up a life-changing amount, and I still wouldn't buy it, because I don't enjoy investing in things that I have an what's the word I'm looking for? That I have a negative... It's a word I'm thinking of. That I have a negative connotation for. That's the best... Is a word I'm thinking of. I can't think of it. But, companies that... a moral objection. Yes, that's the term I'm thinking of. Moral objection. I don't enjoy... I don't enjoy buying, trading, or investing in things that I have a moral objection to. It's why I will never invest in a cigarette company, in a company that makes cigarettes, because I have a moral objection to cigarettes. It's the same reason why I will never buy Facebook, because I have a moral objection to them, and because of that, I never really keep track of them all that much, aside from just entertainment value. Because it's not like I would ever track them to look for an entry point, because I would never enter a trade with them. Again, because of that moral objectivity. So maybe there's some information out there that I don't know. Maybe there is some indication. Maybe there is some strong indication out there that yes, Mark is willing to go down with the ship, and that's why the internet is so negative about it. If that's the case, I don't know it, and I could very easily be wrong. But only time will tell as to how this rating goes, and I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Something that I will see is you in the next video, hopefully. So, catch you then.